And in the ring right there, Chavez Barrientes taking on Paul Carroll. Chavez and his brother Angel due to fight tonight. They're both amateur stars. They're 18 years old. Let's meet the twins. Get a little more information with Heidi Androl.
Thank you very much, Brian. Well, Chavez was the firstborn, and Dad had something really special in mind. He wanted to name him after his favorite boxer. That's how he got that name, after Julio Cesar Chavez. And then the mom got to name the second twin. She chose Angel, and now Chavez telling us, don't be fooled by those names. I'm the nice one. Angel is the mean one. He said the two of them do everything together. They train together. The only thing they don't do is spar because they take one another's heads off. Joe Goosen, you know a thing or two about brothers. You've got a few of your own. You've trained some.
Right. I didn't let them spar together. I got to tell you, I did it once or twice, and I said, oh, that I don't like that, and that was about it. Yeah.
Heidi, thank you so much, Joe. Yeah, no, it's fun. Oh, the all-time greats.
Right.
It's funny. They, when they asked about what's the difference between the twins, Chavez said, "Well, they say I'm way nicer." My brother Angel. We'll see. And look at this. Paul Carroll, double Chavez's age, 36 years old. Chavez only 18, 5'11" at featherweight, and he comes in 123 3/4. So he could actually make junior featherweight. He's right there. Paul Carroll nearly did make featherweight. You see the reach advantage, but basically it's the pedigree, the amateur pedigree, former junior national champion, 18 years old, and ready to go here tonight. Let's go back to Jimmy Lennon.
Well, fans, Premier Boxing Champions presents our next attraction in the ring. Our judges scoring from ringside, Rudy Barragan, Alejandro Rochin, and Ron Scott Stevens. All right, fans, here we go. 4 rounds of boxing and a battle of hard-hitting super bantamweights in the ring. Introducing to you first on my left, he is fighting out of the red corner. Wearing camouflage trunks and joining us from Columbia, South Carolina. He weighed in at 122.5 pounds. His record stands at 4 wins, 1 loss. All 4 wins coming by way of knockout. Introducing Paul, the Craftsman Carroll. His opponent across the ring is fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black trunks with orange trim. Fighting out of Las Vegas by way of Honolulu, Hawaii. He weighed in at 123 3/4 pounds. He is undefeated in his campaign in the ring with a record of 4 wins, no losses. 3 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the undefeated Chavez, the Beast Barrientes. And our third man in the ring, the referee in charge of the action, Eddie Hernandez Sr.
All right, gentlemen, I've been over the rules with you both. You're professionals. I expect you to conduct yourself as such. Touch gloves? Good luck.
Well, Chavez Barrientes, 2018 junior national champion at 106 pounds. He has nearly 100 amateur fights, 85 amateur wins. So he is the prospect here, 18 years old. And Paul Carroll says, Joe Goosen, I plan on making it ugly. He knows he's got an 18-year-old future potential star in front of him. I wonder how he's going to open up this fight.
Well, he's going to, if he lives up to what he said he's going to do, he's going to bum rush him and come at him hard. But he's not doing that right now, and that might be bad for him, to tell you the truth, trying to outbox a slickster like Barrientos, because I'll tell you what, he's got a great jab, he's a good counter puncher, and if he steps back on you when you're stepping in, he can't counter you. So, right now, I don't know if Carroll's doing the right thing by going backwards on Barrientos.
Joe, don't worry. All that energy we heard in the Zoom call, it'll start. I mean, we're 30 seconds in. It'll start.
You know what?
He said he watched tape on Chavez, and he said, look, he goes, I've seen right hands land on him, and if I land my right hand, he's going to sleep. Brave talk on the Zoom call, fellas.
Well, that's what I mean. So he's not living up to what he said.
Yeah, he sold me. I was looking forward to this fight tonight, so don't take it away from me. We're only a minute in. Filling out process.
And remember, if he means by see, he just got clocked going when Barrientos stepped back. And that's what he does well. He'll step back on you if you bum rush him, and he'll counter you.
Counter.
Carroll cut a nice right hand.
Yeah.
Well, Sean, you look at a kid like this, Chavez or Angel, his brother, you watch tape and you see the class, right? I mean, the class of why they're winning nearly 100 amateur fights. And I mean, this kid looks like just a very young, but the total package.
Yeah, absolutely, which is why at 18 you can turn pro. Only 90 fights, not as many as the guy we previously saw. But that experience, it goes a long way, especially when you have a twin that you're ultimately competing with at a young age. You guys grow up together in the sport. You look like this in your 4th or 5th boxing match.
You had a couple 100 fights, right?
Yeah, just a couple.
Do you think that's good for an amateur fighter to have that many?
It's always, when is enough?
Right.
my dad always said we kept fighting because we were winning, and I fought all the way up until I was 21 until I turned pro. So,
and that's it. Had you turned pro at 18, like a lot of guys do, like the Barrientes, you probably would have had half as many fights, or
about
a third less.
A third, closer to a third. But when we see in Barrientes, he's in control. He's using his jab. He's not rushing anything. He knows that he didn't see any film on this guy. If you rush anything, you'll walk into something.
There was no film on this guy.
It was not. He took it all off. This dude, hey, listen, he had me gassed up in the Zoom meeting. I'm telling you guys. I was hanging on to his every word.
Can I settle you down now? Because that ain't happening.
It might. It might.
Yeah.
If you want to see Paul Carroll box, you need to go to Columbia, South Carolina. He runs Fluidity Boxing and Fitness.
That's right.
So that's what he does. Got a full-time gig there. Owns his own boxing club. But he is in deep against Barrientes here today.
Carroll just tried to land a 1-2 and got countered with a straight counter right hand by Barrientes, and that's really the sign of a really smart fighter. Barrientes to counter that one.
Absolutely.
Carroll jumps in, tries to land that left hand, tries to get aggressive, turns orthodox, and starts slugging in the final seconds. Maybe trying to steal the round. I don't know if that's going to do it. This is an 18-year-old kid driving back a 36-year-old back for round 2 after this.
Same thing like the last fight. We're talking about experience that the Barrientes has. Right here, he lands 3 clean punches, even 4 right there, and a big right hand, which really backs Carroll up. But then he takes his time, he slows down, he says, that's not it, let me set something up.
Chavez Barrientes in the black trunks with the orange trim as well. Paul Carroll out of Columbia, South Carolina, again 36 years old, in the camouflage trunks, and he takes a hard right hand to the body, trying to switch up back and forth. By the way, Angel Barrientes, Chavez's twin brother, is in the swing fight for our main event tonight, so it's a possibility we'll see both Barrientes twins this evening. And, even looking at a picture of them, Joe Goose, and you could see Angel means more business. Do you know what I mean? Chavez was a nice guy, and I don't know who's better, but when you leave in the picture of him, Chavez is smiling, hey, everybody. Angel's staring you down, even in a photograph.
You got to watch out for both of them, but, I think Sean will tell you, watch out for the smilers.
Yeah.
Okay.
True.
Yeah.
But it's funny. I've known these guys 6 or 7 years, being right there in Vegas, and I've always noticed that one would be more inviting than the other. The other one kind of I'm like, I'm Sean Porter. Don't treat me like that. He didn't want to hear. He didn't want no parts of it.
I will tell you, the Corrales Castillo Classic. All they did, we had press conferences all along the way. They were glad-handing each other. They were smiling. They were hugging. Well, watch out for the smilers. Like
Listen,
I said.
I like getting back to the fight, though. I like what Barrientes is doing. He's trying to now come around the jab hand of Carroll. He's understanding that I got to create an opening because the openings aren't going to just be there for me. This guy's wild.
Yeah, and you saw Carroll just make a switch from left-hander to right-hander in there and come over with the clubbing right hand. But Barrientes was ready for it. He's got his hands up good. He's seen a lot in those 100 amateur fights.
Exactly, yeah. And Joe, you know that guys like this, Carroll, they're dangerous
because they're so unpredictable. Yeah. No.
Carroll is thinking in there. Again, he switches back and forth, and he is peering in, looking for the possibility of an opening, and now he holds on for dear life, trying to smother the quick punches from Barrientes. It is the hardest thing in the gym, though, right, Sean? When a guy comes in and he's not playing ball with you, right? And a guy off the street is kind of a dangerous guy because he's not in the same rhythm as the professional fighters.
I promise you, Barrientes is doing this because he has to. But after this fight, he's going to tell his dad, no more Park Carroll guys.
Would you not say that it's easier to work with a guy who's actually got some style?
Absolutely. Yeah. I did the same thing. My sixth fight, I had a really tough fight, unorthodox guy. I said, hey, no more of that.
Right, exactly.
Stop at the bell.
It's round number 2. Chavez Barrientes looking sharp. Carroll fighting hard.
All right, here we go. We're going to see an overhand right. There's a left hook, and it was a little chop right hand, to tell you the truth, on the temple. But it's hard to land clean shots on an awkward guy like this. But once you start doing it, they start to see that head. That's what we were talking about during the break. Carroll just came in with his head there, and this is part of the dangerous thing about fighting an awkward guy like this. Sean.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, you got four rounds. You're going to beat this guy. your Barrientes in your corner, try to keep it as clean as possible. Keep your distance and just continue to try to work. Create openings like he's doing. Right there's hooks and also uppercuts with the same hand. Just trying to create something.
Yeah, Joe, I know he's 18 years old and nobody has any fat on him at that point, but still 5'11", 122. Joe, you've had Chico Corrales, Rafael Ruelas, the explosive thin fighters. Your thoughts on where he could land as he grows up?
Well, you know, he's
big right hand.
Big right hand, and Carroll goes down.
Big
First
right
knockdown of the fight.
5,
big right hand and left
6,
hook that followed it.
7, 8. You want to continue? Come to me. You want to continue?
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Well,
Box.
there's a look at the explosion, Joe. Again, long, lean, and has a long reach advantage. Goes to the body immediately, pounding on Carroll. Sharp hooks combination from Barrientes. Looking to end this fight now.
And that's what I said. Once you start getting these guys, they start falling apart, and then it gets really awkward. But you know, one more round of this. I mean, we got a minute 30 left here, and another round. I mean, Barrientes should try to take him out.
Very good hook, right hook to the body right there for Barrientes. I agree. Keep doing what you're doing, though. You're working at a good pace, and now you got this guy backing up, whereas before he was trying to bum rush you and muscle you. Look at that. Muscle him back. Show that you are a grown 18-year-old.
Right. He's able to work free, and he lands a good left hook to the body on Carroll. And he refused to be smothered there, Sean. It's an excellent point.
Exactly, yeah, and the best part about it, again, when you have that kind of experience, but you're just now a professional, this is your 5th fight, you don't understand, don't stop. And you're not going to stop. He's going to keep going until he gets the knockout.
This is where short punching comes in handy, and Barrientes will learn it more. When you get in that close, don't always oblige the guy to wrestle with him a lot. Just start using those little shots and make him defend himself on the inside.
One wide shot, and then you're hooked up all of a sudden.
Exactly.
Carroll trying to regain his senses here. Again, first knockdown of the fight here in round 3. Final 30 seconds now in the 3rd round.
See right there, that's too long of a hook up on the inside there. You got, it's legal. If you got your hand tied up by the other guy, you can use your other hand, and you got to do that. If a guy grabs one arm, you can use the other hand.
Well, I mean, everything that you're saying right now is just a separation between coming out of the amateur program and now becoming a professional. He'll get it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Paul Carroll just trying to get out of this round, and it looks like he has. All right, we're back now, and it looks like this fight could be over. I think they're calling an end to it. I'm not sure if they did so in Paul Carroll's corner or if the referee. Joe, what are you hearing right there ringside?
I think probably the corner stopped it in Carroll's corner because the referee would have no reason to stop it. It was just a knockdown. The guy wasn't wobbly going back to the corner. He just looks exhausted and outclassed. And it's like I said to Sean and you earlier, the 4th round would probably be bad news for Carroll.
Yeah.
Right. And look, and that's good news for Barrientes, but that's not good news for Paul Carroll. So, but kudos to his corner for saying we don't need to send you back out there.
That's right. That's right. So that was the right hand.
And it was short too.
That's right.
Yeah, this punch right here, big right hand there, and then a short uppercut right there with the right hand.
2 sets. It was a straight, then the up, and then 2 hooks. So that was a nice combo.
Yeah.
And Joe, again, you can speak to this with all of your experience. If you don't like what you're hearing in the corner, especially a guy 36 years old who's 4-1, you can end the night. I think that's a nice call, right?
You absolutely are 100,000% correct. Because if I don't get a good response, I will call it.
Hey, let's go back into the corner moments ago. Heidi Angel tells us it did come from the corner, so let's listen into what happened there between rounds. Well, you can just see the lack of response from Paul Carroll, right, Joe? Your thoughts?
Yeah, it wasn't going to get any better, and again, you saw. It was just going to be a continuum from the end of the 3rd round into the 4th round. It wasn't going to get any better. He knew it. Everyone knew it. And it's a smart thing to do.
Yeah, and you've been in this game a long time. Hey, this guy gave an honest effort. He gave everything he had. It was about to get a lot worse. That's fine. Showcase for a young kid. Chavez Barrientes goes to 5-0. And he looked very sharp here the day after Christmas. Chavez Barrientes, meantime, turns to 5-0. Outstanding performance, getting a knockout win. Let's go to the ring and Jimmy Lennon.
Well, fans, this bout has been stopped at the end of round number 3. A referee in charge, Eddie Hernandez Sr, stops the contest upon suggestion of the corner. He is the winner by way of knockout and still undefeated, Chavez, the Beast Barrientes.
Named after Julio Cesar Chavez, the all-time great Mexican fighter. Has yet to meet Julio Cesar Chavez, but by the time he does, he'll be a star in his own right. Take a look at the CompuBox numbers. Wow, 58-6. Paul Carroll, again, comes in as the opponent. He's 36 years old, only 5 pro fights, nowhere near the experience at the amateur level of Chavez Barrientes. Did his best, had a spirited run at it, but ran out of gas and was getting knocked around. So let's go back through this fight, and Sean Porter and Joe Goosen, you can take us through it again. This is a nice-looking young fighter.
Sean started off.
Yeah, my whole thing is, I know both of these kids want to be world champions, Chavez and his brother Angel. How are you improving? Right here, he's finding all of the openings, not throwing meaningless shots, but throwing the shots that count. 41%. Go ahead, Joe.
And I was going to say, let's see what the ref has to say.
Coach, I'm kind of concerned. You want to continue? I think we gotta call it a day, man. Call it a day.
Well,
wow.
and
You know, Joe, I love that by Eddie Hernandez Sr.
Yeah.
I'm kind of concerned. I think that is the appropriate level.
It certainly was. You beat me to it, Brian. Exactly. I love that.